Hey, most of you don't know this about me, so I'm going to be really real for a moment and fill you in on how I got started helping people get pay raises and promotions. So we have to go way, way, way back to when I was a young girl. I grew up in a big, beautiful house on a lake with incredible views. I wore all the brand name clothes. To the outside world, we looked like the perfect family, well dressed, nice cars, house on the water, total facade. My childhood was extremely tumultuous. My parents were never married. My mom is deaf, and my dad never bothered to learn American Sign Language. My dad lived with us, but he wasn't really present. He wasn't an active participant in my life. Frankly, he preferred the whiskey bottle over me. One day, my mom showed up when I was in second grade to my school, and she told me, "Gather all your stuff because you're not coming back." Right then and there, we moved. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my friends. I had no idea what was going on. I was so confused and so worried. Followed her instructions, packed up my desk, and left. Didn't even say goodbye, and I was so scared. The next day, I started at a new school. Of course, I made new friends and acclimated. And later that year, we moved back in with my dad. And from my perspective, it was because my mom couldn't afford to live on her own. And so we needed my dad's income. And personally, I was thrilled to be back on the lake and return to my old school with all my friends. I grew up my entire life, my entire childhood, keeping secrets. Secrets about what was going on behind closed doors, keeping all my feelings and emotions to myself under lock and key. My mom never wanted me to share anything with anyone because I think she wanted us to have this perfect image to the outside world. I never understood her point of view, but I obliged. Fast forward to when I was in eighth grade. This time we moved again out of my dad's house, but this time it was for good and I was in on it. I had already packed up my stuff. My dad, though, wasn't in on it, which is another secret that we had to keep. I remember leaving, and my mom had this junker of a truck. The sides of the bed were held together by bungee cords, and on the front passenger side, you could see down through the road when we drove, and it was totally rusted out. My mom didn't have much money. We were totally broke, and we were considered low income. My mom made so many sacrifices to put us kids first. She went without so we could have what we needed. I was the kid who got free lunches. I was the kid who got free sports. I was the kid who got free yearbooks. And how embarrassing when you're going into the lunch line and you hand in the blue ticket when everyone else's ticket is orange. Total embarrassment. I got my first job when I was 14, and I got it through the help of the county. The only applicants that they accepted were from low income families. So from there, I continued to work. I had a really strong desire to make money so I could depend on myself. I didn't want to be like my mom, depending on someone else. I wanted to live independently, and I didn't want to be poor. And I wanted to prove to the world that I could do anything I wanted, and I wanted to look successful to others. So fast forward to 2002 when I got into recruiting. I was thriving. Well, so I thought. My income had tripled the first year, but I was working 70 plus hours a week, and I was always late for social engagements, like an hour late. My husband and our friends would be waiting, and I knew I was disappointing others. But hey, I was a top performer at my company. But with that came a bunch of BS too. My goals kept increasing every single year, and no one bothered to ask me, "Oh, hey, what are your income goals, Renee?" Because I had as much money as I wanted. I didn't want any more money. What I needed more of was time. I needed more time. I wanted time to be on time when I was going to meet friends out. I wanted to be home when my husband was home after work so we could spend time together. So I had to figure out how to change. I felt this weight on my back that kept getting heavier and heavier, and I had to get it off my back. I had to get this work life balance that I desired because eventually Dustin and I wanted to start a family, and I wasn't sure how I was going to make all of that work. I ended up landing at Target Corporation as a senior recruiter. I took a $50,000 pay cut. Yes, you heard me. 50,000. Dustin thought I was crazy. Maybe I was crazy, but to me, it was worth it to get that corporate recruiting experience and to have that work life balance as Dustin and I prepared to eventually have a family. During my career at Target, it was phenomenal. I interacted with every single level you can think of, all the way up through SVP at a Fortune 30 company. Wow, it was incredible. I took all the training classes offered to consistently and constantly elevate my skills and learn more. One of the classes was certified behavioral based interviewing, and eventually I led the training. So it was so cool. I also encountered some pretty complex situations. I returned to work after having two babies. I had colleagues who tried to stab me in the back to get ahead. I dealt with crappy coworkers, untrustworthy leadership, horrible boss. My number one was acting with integrity. I never lied, cheated, or brown nosed to get ahead. I even had a boss tell me once that I may be committing career suicide. And the crazy thing is she got fired. I negotiated a raise for myself that took 1 year. And I share all of this with you because I've been through it all. I've even bawled my eyes out at work. I faced so many obstacles, but I kept going. Eventually at Target, there was a change in leadership, and there were all these secret meetings going on and rumors of layoffs. And lucky for me, I was lucky to be on that layoff list and got the pink slip because it was my dream to start my own company. Even though I may have been one of the only people in the room smiling, I looked around and I saw the tears, the heart, the broken hearts, and the emotional devastation around me. I had my business plan ready though for 2 years. I was ready to launch. I was excited, so off I went. Shortly after starting my company, TalentQ, I had a huge aha moment. All of these years, I've been working in a profession where secrets are kept as well. Just like I felt growing up, feeling so frustrated keeping all of these secrets as a child, not being able to share my emotions with others about how mad I was that my dad wasn't involved in my life, how I was sad that he didn't show up to my softball game or my graduation, how I was scared when we moved and left all my friends. All secrets. For 2 decades, I've devoted myself to helping tens of thousands of people, helping them with their careers, helping them prepare for interviews, write their resumes, optimize their LinkedIn profile, help with salary negotiation, helping them resign, deal with office politics, crappy bosses, being fired, being laid off, being backstabbed. Hell, I experienced a lot of those myself personally in my career. And what I will tell you is I am so passionate about helping people change their lives. I am never judgmental. I accept everyone for who they are. I love people. Through all of this, I've fully transformed. I didn't want to keep any more secrets. My true desire is to help people change their lives. I want people thriving in careers they love because life is too short not to live your best life, and your career is a huge component of that. I want people to keep searching for what they want and not give up until they have it. I want to be at the top of the mountain shouting all the secrets and sharing all the behind the scenes secrets so you can get the job you want, the salary you want, and all the happiness you desire. I published a book called I Hate Mondays to help job seekers land a job they love. I've been awarded top resume writer and top career coach from LinkedIn. What an honor. I have a video podcast called Careers and Cocktails, but still, it wasn't enough. I wanted to help more people and further my reach. So I created Career Corner. Career Corner is an e-learning platform designed for today's professional. All of my online courses are created to empower people with cutting-edge information and tools to write a killer resume, ace interviews, negotiate job offers, create attractive LinkedIn profiles, and learn how to get pay raises and so much more so I can help millions of people love their jobs and change as many lives as possible. For the love of recruiting, enough secrets already.